You know how I was like really quiet after the birth?
You were bringing me down because you weren't talking to me.
That just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
And I'm too unemotional to be with someone that isn't emotional. Got enough emotion for the both of us.
And every part think I'm sensitive.
Extremely.
My entire family says I'm not.
I think they see a different side of you than I see.
Does it feel different down there after birth?
Yeah, actually. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly.
How's it going, day ones? I am Nick Tom, and I cannot think of anything dumber than if I were to brand myself on social media as being a really good husband, because this is already something that a really good husband wouldn't do. Matt Howard is part of TikTok couple Matt and Abby, and they rose to fame making vlogging content. They show their lives as high school sweethearts that fell in love and started a family pretty early in life. However, they have been a part of multiple controversies over the years that they have constantly tried to cover up. At first, this was mostly about how they treated their kids, like leaving them unattended, but now this is mostly about how they treat each other in their toxic marriage. This is arguably why they have since pivoted to podcasting, because instead of owning up to the things you did wrong, why not just switch platforms, right? Everyone and their mama got a podcast these days. But today we're going to be focusing on Matt, because I am not a woman, and it is not my place to comment on how Abby should be acting as a wife and a mother. That being said, I am a man, and I have been a husband for about as long as this guy, Matt Howard. So basically what I'm saying is that in this video, I'm not going to be holding back in my opinion of him, because bro needs to stop being the biggest red flag and then pretending to be a green flag. More on that later. Recently on their podcast, the Unplanned podcast, Matt asked Abby a series of questions that sounded, well, planned. It sounded very scripted, even though obviously it wasn't supposed to be. So today we're going to be reviewing the main controversies surrounding Matt's past behavior and contrast that with the questions that he told his wife to, lovingly asked his wife to answer. But behind the scenes, I do imagine he was like, I'm a good husband, right? Say it.
Say I'm a good husband.
In one of Matt's most controversial TikToks that has been deleted by them, Matt explains that he and Abby have traditional marital roles, and that means that he usually doesn't take care of his son. As if this really important responsibility were just another burdensome household chore. He's all like, what can I do to help out around the house? Oh, maybe wash the dishes, take out the trash, feed and nurture the baby that my wife and I brought into this world.
And don't be fooled by me taking care of my son, because most of the time my wife does that too. Abby really wanted to go to the gym tonight, so I'm on Griffin duty, and I wanted to surprise her with a clean house when she got home. In our relationship, we naturally take on more traditional marital roles, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
But it is mostly crazy that he assumes his wife would be the one to do this, as many have pointed out online, because he has the same job as his wife, which is to make content. This means that the workload is completely unbalanced, because while he's focused only on the job of making content, his wife is making content and she's taking care of their son. So bro normally does like a quarter of the work and then wants praise when he decides to go halvesies. Babe, why don't I help out with the kids more? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I've been exhausted for a TikTok. Oh, yeah, sure, I guess. I heard it's a thing where husbands actually help out now. Really? You don't say. So I will do this for one TikTok and then everyone will love me. Well, if it means I can finally go to the gym for once. But don't get too used to it, all right? Remember, we are a traditional family. More recently on their podcast, Matt tries to cover up for this by asking the question, if you're having a bad day, what is the best way that I can help as a husband? And then ends up talking for his wife, saying he already knows that she could use more help with the kids. As a side note, I also can't stand his unnecessarily loud mouth breathing while his wife is trying to say something. The dude sounds like he's literally breathing down his wife's neck.
Taking the mental load. I've seen guys being Mr. Fix-It Felix, but you're just like, you just take the mental load of doing children's bath time routine, nighttime routine.
That's not technically the mental load.
Okay, or the planning presents for a kid's birthday party. Something as stupid as that. I think those things fall on the women.
I don't even know where to begin in explaining why this was probably the dumbest move Matt could have done if he was trying to convince his audience that he's actually a caring husband. If you're going to ask your wife a question about what more you can do, the least you can do is listen to her freaking response, instead of mansplaining that it's all good because you get it. Then when his wife corrects him, he's all like, well, the stuff you said was kind of stupid anyway. How delulu do you have to be to think that you're having a loving interaction in this scenario? Babe, I love you. Is there anything else I can do for you? Where do I start? You could help me manage the house better. I hear you loud and clear. I will put the kids to bed. That's not what I was talking about, but I guess you can do that. You're very welcome. It sure does feel great being an amazing husband. Hey, you asked me what I wanted, and then you didn't listen at all. That's before I realized what you said was super boring. I understand. Well, I'm glad our communication is as strong as ever. Other reasons why this response sucks is that Matt specifically mentions planning his kids' birthday presents as one of the stupid things he might help with. This makes him an enormous hypocrite because he has a history of getting upset when his family doesn't celebrate his birthday enough. Like the one time his wife combined Father's Day with his birthday and it made him sad. As if he, a fully grown man, still needs a big B-Day bash.
He had Father's Day and his birthday on the same day.
So sad.
I am disappointed in myself. I did kind of combine the holidays.
You did. Okay, though. I mean, you were pregnant.
We
close.
just gotten back from our baby moon.
We kind of skipped it.
I got you a cake and
Just
had
gotten
our
home.
family over.
But like Father's Day and my birthday were the same exact day.
I failed.
It also just shows that he doesn't think it's important to plan his own kids' birthdays because he admits that he normally wouldn't do this. As he says, that tends to be the woman's responsibility. This undermines everything he's trying to say about him caring more for his kids. Because just imagine them growing up and watching this episode. It breaks my heart to think that they would be like, wait, did Dad just say planning our birthday presents was stupid? Hey Matt, I can only imagine that being a dad must be pretty difficult. So all I want to say is, how dare you disrespect planning your own kids' birthday presents? It's not a stupid thing. Your perspective is a stupid thing. Do to others as you would have them plan your birthday. Not do to others as you would have them call planning your birthday stupid. They didn't choose to have birthdays, but you chose to use these hurtful words. Now go and think about what you've done. As we've seen, Matt has been accused of not really taking care of his kids. And even though he tried to ask an intentional question to make himself look better, all that it clarified was that he thought he was doing just fine because he didn't listen and then admitted to not caring about his kids' birthdays. In an episode of their podcast, there is a part that has also been deleted by them where Matt talks about how after Abby had a C-section, he didn't talk to her for 2 days. Apparently, he was worried that his career would have to be put on pause for a little bit. And he said this so casually, even forgetting exactly how long he gave her the silent treatment. He's like, yeah, forget about the fact that you literally just gave birth. This is about me and only me.
You know how I was like really quiet after the birth? I don't get like emotional like you, but I think I was having this like realization moment of my life just changed big time. All my career goals have to go to the wayside. I just kind of shut down and didn't say anything.
You were bringing me down because you weren't talking to me.
I have all these like big goals and big dreams and I have to put them to the wayside. That just lasted for like a day.
It lasted like 2 days.
You think it lasted 2 days?
For sure.
Did it last into the second day?
It is insane that he would react this way because his wife had medical needs after giving him another beautiful son, and all he could think about was himself and his work. And as we've already seen, his career is the same as his wife's. Their content is about them being a family. There couldn't be anything better for his career than for them to be having another baby. So bro claimed to not be emotional, but this was him totally overreacting. Wow, that was an intense C-section.
Me so sad.
I'm really gonna need your help to recover from this.
Career go bye-bye.
It was rough, but at least we have each other.
New baby boy come.
You're not gonna suddenly emotionally abandon me for no reason, right?
But me want work. Like, man.
I mean, that would make you a terrible person. I need you now more than ever.
Sad.
Again, more recently on their podcast, Matt tries to cover up for this by asking a different question. He asks, is a guy who isn't afraid to show emotions a red flag? And if that's not the most confusingly worded question you ever heard, I don't know what is. Like, these are supposed to be questions that men are afraid to ask his wife. I'd be afraid to ask this question just because it's confusing as crap. Anyway, still Matt manages to make himself look better and his wife worse.
It's personal preference. I think in general, it's good to practice acknowledging your own emotions. Other thing, if you like.
And I'm too unemotional to be with someone that isn't emotional. Got enough emotion for the both of us.
And every part. Do you think I'm sensitive?
Extremely.
My entire family says I'm not.
I think they see a different side of you than I see. Like you.
No, I feel like you're not around a lot of women. But I think it's just personal preference. Maybe you just don't have a lot of experience of being in an intimate relationship with a woman.
Basically, Matt ends up saying that he is not very emotional and that this is good because his wife is too sensitive, even when her family would disagree. And look, I'm no psychologist, But to me, this sounds like a lovely tactic called gaslighting. Let's not even get into the exact words that Matt uses because it borders on brain rot. But not his wife having enough and finally clapping back because she keeps repeating that this is because Matt doesn't have experience with women. Like, go off, queen, emotional or not. Put that boy in his place. I think it's great that we're finally talking about our emotions. I think emotions are pointless and I'm better off without them. That makes no sense at all. Everyone has emotions, even men. You are the most emotional person I have ever met in my life. That's just because you ain't really got no game, homeboy. Well, the point is that you are the problem, as is always the case. How many girls you know before me then? Your mama don't count. I'll have you know, I've been with a lot of women besides my mom. And of course, why would Matt stop there when he could make things even worse? Now, I don't know the exact timeline of all of these events, but apparently Matt also dabbles in music, and around this time he was trying to make something of his side hustle to be a professional singer. So he thought to himself, why not make a song about everything I was going through during this silent treatment? Because again, he was the one who was really struggling, right?
2 months ago, I was in a really dark place. I didn't know why. On paper, everything is perfect, but I just felt really sad. I put my thoughts and feelings into a song called Still Not Enough. For me, rather than like ignoring those feelings, I think just like processing them is so important.
I thought by now I'd be happier. I thought by now I'd have it all figured out. You'd think I'd feel a little bit better about myself, because I got everything I wanted. But it's still not enough. Yeah, sorry, I'm not about to get copyright striked, and also the song is cringy AF, so I'm not gonna actually play it. For reference, the song is called Still Not Enough, and in it, Matt pretty much lists all the good things he has in life, like his wife and 2 kids, but says it's still not enough. He also sang this to his wife and recorded her reaction to it. I don't even need to explain why this is messed up. This is not processing your emotions. This is having a musical pity party. Back to you, Matt. I know that society teaches us men that emotions are useless. But listen, you have emotions. Obviously. No, your song does not count as an emotion. You literally never mention feeling an emotion. You say you thought you would be happier. That's not an emotion. That's a thought. Maybe you weren't thinking when you wrote your song. The only thing sad about it is that you thought you were processing emotions. Now go listen to a Taylor Swift song. To bring this all together, Matt has been accused of not talking to his wife after she gave birth, and he tried asking a confusing question to justify his actions. But really he became the king of doubling down because he kept saying and singing that his feelings were more important than hers. In another one of Matt's most controversial TikToks, that is, you guessed it, also been deleted, he films Abby in the hospital after she had her C-section and says that she cheated giving birth. By the way, when he was filming her, she was still loopy on pain medications that she had received, so it just feels plain icky. Because like, was she really consenting to being filmed? Or bro be like, hey, why is my wife getting all the attention for this birth? Let me go make fun of her.
I feel amazing. I feel lighter than air. I also feel skinny.
You feel skinny.
I just want to thank not only God, but Jesus.
It literally just ripped your abs open.
Hard drugs.
You just lost 8 pounds, 14 ounces in a matter of minutes. Do you feel like you cheated?
I feel like I did cheat, but I don't think we should say that on the internet.
It felt like we cheated birth. We just like walked into the hospital, walked into this room, boom, you're open and here's our kid.
It is completely bonkers that Matt thought this was okay and then posted it online. I mean, we all heard his wife say that she didn't think they should say that, and he sort of giggles and doesn't care. Anyone who isn't a sociopath would know that if the love of your life just went through an intense surgery, the appropriate response is to comfort and be there for them. Matt, on the other hand, shoves the camera in his wife's face and then never reflects on how traumatizing this must have been. Matt, in today's therapy session, we're going to be talking about that C-section joke. Yeah, it was pretty funny, right, Doc? And my wife told me not to post it online. Have you ever considered that maybe it was not a nice thing to do? No. I don't understand why I'm getting hate for it. I thought it made sense. You thought it was logical to tell your wife that a C-section was cheating? Well, yeah, I mean, it's the name, isn't it? That's why they call it C-section. Please continue. I don't think I'm following exactly what you're saying. I'm saying that that's what the C in C-section is short for. You think that C-section is short for cheating section? Yeah, I'm not stupid, okay, Doc? I can read and write. I know my A's, B's, and C's. Again, times 2, more recently on their podcast, Matt tries asking a different question that he makes about himself. He asks, is a C-section cheating birth? To which his wife is confused because this is an irrelevant question to her. She had already made a TikTok explaining the difference between vaginal birth and getting a C-section. Bro uses this as an opportunity to say that he was going through a lot at the time and everyone misunderstood him.
Why are we talking about this again?
Me saying that you cheated birth was super insensitive. I was just so happy that you were okay and our baby was okay. I probably did have a lot of angry moms that hated me and still hate me, but that is just the internet.
Matt, you seem so guilty about this.
I never want to hurt anybody.
You can do
I
this.
never want to hurt anybody. It's awful that there's nothing I can really do than take care of our baby. But it's like you realize that you're not Superman. You realize you're just a human.
At first, when Matt starts off, it almost sounds like he's about to recognize that what he did was wrong and maybe even apologize. But the more he talks, the worse that it gets because he makes it more and more about himself instead of focusing on all the women that he offended. Like, this is communication 101. If you feel like you insulted someone, don't make up stupid excuses like, oh well, that's just the internet, or even more sickening, I'm not Superman. He makes it sound so dramatic, like he thinks that people will actually be shocked that he's not a superhero. Babe, there's something I need to tell you.
What is it?
I am not the person that you think I am.
Who are you then?
I know you see me as the guy that will always come to your rescue.
I literally don't.
But the truth is, the internet's not gonna believe this. I am just an ordinary man.
Okay.
Now, hear me out. It seems like the root of this issue where Matt feels like he can comment on a woman's experience that he will never truly relate to is that he constantly objectifies his wife. That's right. I said it. It really sounds like this dude reduces his wife to her physical experiences and doesn't treat her like a full person with real emotions. Which is why he continually insults her for basically being a woman. Like the one time he casually said that her vajayjay doesn't seem the same after she gave birth.
Does it feel different down there after birth?
Oh, yeah, actually. Yeah. I feel like it goes back, but it doesn't go back to exactly.
I was kind of surprised to hear you say that because you never told me until I asked you.
But it doesn't go back to exactly the way it was before. Say whatever.
You still like it after?
I still like it, of course.
You like it as much?
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know where Matt learned to talk to women in general, because to me, this seems like an extremely obvious test of like, would you still love me if I was a worm? To which the boyfriend or the husband is supposed to say, yes, I would, and here are the many reasons why. It is absolutely infuriating when a guy like Matt gives a disrespectful answer and hopes that people will praise him for being honest. This is not being honest. This is being a freaking jerk. All right, Matt, I'm being for real this time. You are not a woman. Duh. So stop judging the female experience. Leave your wife alone. You are a cisgendered white male. It honestly couldn't be any easier for you here in America. Check your privilege before you run your dang mouth. You don't got any lady parts. That means you don't gotta comment on how lady parts function. Now, go, I don't know, read the Bible or something. In conclusion, Matt has been accused of saying that his wife getting a C-section was cheating, and he tried unnecessarily asking her a question about this, only to reveal that he is still playing the victim, claiming that people misunderstood what he said and that he would never hurt a living soul. After everything I showed you, I hope that you see that just because Matt Howard brands himself on social media as being a really good husband, this doesn't mean that it's true at all. Personally, I'm not able to listen to the Unplanned podcast for more than a minute without being triggered by Matt talking over his wife and invalidating almost everything she says. These are not signs of a healthy marriage, and I hope that young couples do not follow this example. Well, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. Leave in the comments any other TikTok influencer that you want me to make a video on so we can all keep having fun. Bye!